All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another post-fight analysis video. Okay, y'all, so the Canadian Strangler strikes again. Gillian Robertson got that second round finish via rear naked choke over Mariya Agapova. Gillian Robertson, I got to give her credit, man. She sticks to her game. She sticks to her guns. She's a specialist. That's what she does. She needs improvements on the feet. And as far as her defense goes, she's got to commit to that striking. But when it comes down, when it comes down to that grappling, she's latching on to you. She's like a leech. She doesn't stop trying. Now, Agapova had the tools, I thought, to make it a more competitive fight. And I thought G-Rob was going to, just last the decision and get a decision victory. But you can't count her out, man. Whenever she latches on and you're taking on a fighter like Agapova who doesn't really have a ground game, eventually somebody like Robertson's going to wear on you. And that's what she does. She doesn't really like get these big slams. She just keeps pulling and jerking and latching on and just keeps on, just mauling at you until she can get you down. And a fighter like Agapova doesn't really have takedown defense like that, So Robertson just kept pulling, even though she was getting hit by these big shots in the first round. She just kept pulling and mauling and grappling with Agapova until she got the fight down to the ground where she wanted. And the fight started turning in her favor in the first round into the second. But real quick, going back and looking at the first round, Robertson was using her IQ right away. She wanted to close the range, avoid those lengthy strikes, and she dove in for a takedown. And right away, Agapova tried to go for that guillotine, but Gillian Robertson, she's seasoned. She was seasoned, and she was able to escape that, get back up and reset and latch on to Agapova like a leech. And Agapova, this is where it was getting interesting, man. She was landing some vicious elbows and some hard hammer strikes to Gillian Robertson's head and ear. And Gillian would just not quit. Like, I got to give Gillian credit. Like, she's got a good chin because all the while she's getting with these big shots, she's just continuing to pull down at her opponent. And here around this point, I was thinking that the fight was more so even here because they both were committed to what they wanted to do. But it was Gillian Robertson who just stayed all over Agapova, just wearing her down, but still eating these big shots. Gillian, when they separate, she's just not assertive on the outside. That's why even at a range, when she's throwing these high kicks, there's really nothing on them. Like Agapova, she's not really showing this respect, so she's coming back with these long left hands and just cracking Gillian Robertson. So Gillian Robertson closes that distance once more, and then tries to pull Agapova down again. But while she's pulling, she's eating some big shots, these big elbows. And there was a point where I thought Gillian Robertson was looking a little bit groggy. She looking groggy from these shots, but she kept going. Gillian Robertson started to turn the fight over in her favor with that triangle choke at the end, but Agapova survived. But when you looked at when you just looked at the face of Robertson, you could tell she was in a fight because at the end of the round, she had the knot over the brow, the hair was messed up, and like I said, you could just see it in her eyes that maybe she was a little dazed, but she just got that dog where she was going to continue to fight. I think it was like 40-something strikes to 3. Landed by Agapova. That's from the outside and the inside. But going into that second round, Gillian, to me, she needed to finish. To me, she just needed to finish to avoid taking more shots like this because I don't think she was going to hold up if she continued to take like an accumulation like this. So Gillian Robertson just kept on stepping in with the pressure, with ease. She got the fight down to the ground, got Agapova down once again, and Agapova started to kind of show that panic when she got pulled to the center. And Gillian Robertson just had that good top control and just maneuvered around to the back, locked in that choke. Agapova spit the mouthpiece out. Right there, I knew it was about over. Agapova, man, she wasn't really fighting back. Mark Smith, he was looking in real close, but I was like, what's he waiting on? Go ahead and stop this, because you could see it in like the eyes. You could see it in the eyes. You could see like the vein coming out of Agapova's head at this point. Her hands were kind of down by her side. She reached up like one time, and then her hands went down to her side. And like I said, the mouthpiece was spitting out, and you could see her biting down. And I realized she's biting down on her tongue. She's biting down on her tongue now. So I was like, okay, why is he not stopping this? And then finally, like when she goes limp, Gillian's kind of like looking at him too as well. Like she looks up, wondering why he's not stopping it. And, looking at Agapova, she's just like straining and straining. And then finally she's out, and then he stops it. So to me, I thought it was a little questionable why he was letting it go on. But I know he just wants to make sure that the fighter has a chance. But to me, her hands were about at her side. They were about at her side at that point. And like I said, you could see her biting the tongue. And then when he stopped it and Gillian Robertson released her, you could see her spitting up like she was convulsing. I said that last night, BJ Stream, that looked like she was starting to like seize a little bit. That's how bad it was. So, man, Gillian Robertson, that was savage. That was pure savage right there. That was a scary submission. That was probably one of the scariest I've seen in a while, man, just because the grip that she had on an inexperienced fighter like that, that didn't really know how to, try to hand fight and just let the choke sink in like that. At the same time, if you look at Agapova, it was like she was trying to flex her neck to try to get out at that point, so she got two things working against her own body and the strangling of Gillian Robertson, right? So at that point, she's doing double time, and it's really doing damage to the brain, cutting oxygen off of the brain. And at that point, Agapova was just gone. So hopefully she's okay, though. But shout out to Gillian Robertson. This is what she does. You go in there. That's what you signed up for. She got it. So from here, man, Gillian Robertson, I want to see her pick right back up where she left off. I want to see if she can get that fight with Melissa Gatto. Melissa Gatto's been calling her out on Twitter. She said, hey, if you want to come back in January, we can do it. And she said, hey, I'm recovering. Let's do it. She hit her up like 2 times on Twitter and say, hey, we can do this fight, So, hey, I like that. But at the post-press fight, I'm going to do another video talking about this. Gillian Robertson said she wants to take a crack at 115. She said her team wants her to try 115 next. So I'm kind of like, okay. Because I think she wants to get one more fight in like December or something like that. December 3rd. She wants to get on the card one more time. And she wants to jump down to strawweight. I don't know how that's going to go, but if she wants to, fine. But I want to see the Gatto fight right now because Gatto's calling for it. She's calling for that smoke. As for Agapova, man, she got a lot to work on, man. She's got not just technique, mental. This girl's got to work on a lot of things. I think she's just fighting a lot of demons. That's why she calls herself the Demon Slayer. I think she's going through a lot right now, and just, it's just a lot that's weighing down on her, and you can see it translating into these fights. So hopefully this girl can get it together, man, and, she can just get what she needs to work for outside of the octagon first. Hopefully she can get mentally right? So, yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all thought of the fight. Savage, Canadian Strangler, she's back. I want to see that Gatto fight next. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.